Lights out! Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Turn on the mic, Dave. Turn on the mic. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Film Junkee Live on your Monday, end of Monday, September 26th. Man, we're almost in October. Wow. Just going by real quick, man. Well, you know, we can look forward to no more heat, especially in California. I don't know where you're at, but geez, it's still hot over here in Cali. But hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Yeah. Make sure you smash that like, thumbs up, do all that stuff, you know, hit that notification bell, you know the drill. Follow me on all the sock meds right there. Got the Patreon too if you want to help out that pirate ship, you know, nothing wrong with that. All right, how we doing? What's going on, Lisa? What's going on? How you doing? Miss Jackson? All right, we got Nate Smith right here. All right, we got Mr. Rebel. Rebel! People screaming the name. Hey, Nate. Oh, you saw Bullet Train. It was amazing. Good. Good, that's good. You know, it's good. Mr. Vega, what is up? Cheers. Yes, cheers. What's going on, Kat? I appreciate that. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we got Mr. Eric Patterson. We got Selena Cal right here. Who else? We got Jade. What's happening? We got Cosma. How you doing? We got Ryan also right here. Okay. Rosemary's here. That's right. Weekend was good. Weekend was great. As per usual, just hanging out, watching football, eating some food, having some fun, having some laughs. It's always a good time. Always a good time. So, all right, we got Mr. JD McRae right here. Just wanted to say thank you for being a positive person. Yes, started. Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. A lot of kind words have come my way. You know, really appreciate that, of course. You know. All right, who else we got here? Hey, we got Mr. Ping Pong Flicks, Chris Wrong Swenson right here. What's going on? Let me turn that off. Okay, I've been still fighting about the VS. Oh, are they still fighting about that? Aw, still fighting. Yeah, well, you know, we'll talk about that. We'll definitely be talking about that. We got Mr. Anthony right here. Good to see you, sir. Buenas noches, El Calavero. That's right. That's right. It's freezing. Yeah. See, it's freezing over there in Michigan, but yeah, it's still 90. It was like 100 degrees today over here in fucking Cali. Tell you what. Yes, exactly. Hi, Miss Steph, of course, and do what she said right here. Oh, wait, where was it right there? There you go. What she said right there. Steph's right there. Miss Nighthawk. Always here to let you guys know to smash that like, thumbs up, of course. So always good to see you, Steph. All right, who else we got here? Okay, we got, all right, we got Lane right here, who's hashtag Dave Simp. Yeah, I don't know, man. You were like concerting it up. I saw your posts. Good job, man. How was my week? Well, the weekend was pretty great. I mean, of course, online life was kind of crazy, but hey, you know, what could he do? What can he do? Hey, what's going on? Darkside is still hiding from yes. Very much, very much. So that's right. We got Captain Gator Girl's here. What's going on, Nikki? Always good to see you too. All right, there she is. We got DJ as well. So always good to see you. We got Niner for life. Also, watched that game last night. Eek. It's like Garoppolo's back. He did great. And then all of a sudden yesterday, womp womp. Eek. It's rough, man. It's rough. And there's Mr. Jose right there. All right. What up? Let's get these, let's do that right there. Let's definitely do that. What's going on, Jacob? All right. And then, I know I'm trying to catch everybody, but the thing just moves so quick. So sorry if I miss everybody. I was trying to get everybody. So, but yeah, sometimes this thing jumps. So hello, darling. You know, good to see you. All right, guys. Again, smash that like, thumbs up. Of course, we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about a new rumor, you know, a rumor that came out recently from, yeah, it is from her, but it got me thinking. That's the thing. It got me thinking, and even having conversations with people. And, you know, we didn't really touch a lot when it came to the vodka stream because it was all about that dark side statue. So, there wasn't like a bunch when it came. It was all about the guests. It was all about the guests, and it was all about a cool environment. So we didn't really talk about anything that happened after last Wednesday. So I wanted to talk about this particular thing when it came to about the Justice League, Suicide Squad, and Black Adam. Something with that. And then we're gonna, of course, talk about the vodka stream a little bit because yes, there's things got a little crazy. Watch out. Apparently, in some groups, I was enemy number one when it came to the vodka stream. So we're going to, talk about that, but, we'll try to be as positive as possible. Then we're going to talk about Batgirl, and then the don't worry, darling, more about that whole drama that's been happening right there. But yes, guys, I still have some bourbon left, some Buffalo Trace that I had from the vodka stream. So as always, I always have a drink for saying cheers to Monday being done. So cheers, guys. Hopefully you had a great weekend. You know what I watched over the weekend that I hadn't watched in a while? Prisoners. If you haven't watched Prisoners, do yourself a favor. Obviously, you know what Prisoners is. You got Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Denis Villeneuve. I always say his name wrong. But it's such a great movie. I hadn't seen it in a while, and I just forgot how fucking excellent that movie is. That movie should have got nominated for awards. The acting, the story, the mind. Oh, man. Such a good thing. Thank you, Rebel, right there. He said, thank you for bringing us some report in the Snyders. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem, man. That was great. So, Prisoners, one of your favorite. Yeah, it is just so good. I hadn't seen it in a couple of few years, and I just forgot how freaking good that goddamn movie is. So good. So, it's great. So, you fell asleep in the theater? Yeah, I mean, after all the drama and hearing people's reactions, I just was like, you know what? I was very just mentally exhausted from work because work's been sucking lately, that I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay home and just watch them. I'm just going to watch these big, huge buff dudes beat each other up over a ball that's shaped like an egg. That's what I'm going to do on Thursday. So I didn't go see the movie, and maybe one of these days I will. Yeah, Paul Dan, I mean, it's just so good. It's just so freaking good. So freaking good. Yes, exactly. It was great. And that ending, I know, the ending will just go, what? Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you want everything to wrap up in a bow, and then it kind of just, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, even though the movie's been out for like almost a decade. But yeah, I just forgot how freaking good that movie is, man. And so, I'm glad you liked it too, Steph. I'm glad you liked it too. Let's see. Yep. All right. So Carrie's here too. Gustavo. Oh yeah, Cowboys. I got the game on right there, so it's all good. All right. Let's get to it because it is the Monday show. You know how the Monday shows get, because we still go to the tweets. We get to these tweets. See what's happening in the tweets right here. You know what? Forgot to change the transition here. Hold on. Let's get it to that right there. All right. We're going to start off with a long zoom right here from David Ayer. That's right. Showing that big camera energy. That's what David Ayer's doing right there. Showing that big camera energy. BCE. Gotta love it. Can't wait to see what he's cooking up right there. That's right. Oh, man. All this talk about Henry Cavill's, suit. Mr. Clue right here, he did a little different one, which I thought was funny. I actually voted for the birthday suit because, why not? We all want... who doesn't want to see Henry Cavill just, hey, no suit at all, right? His birthday suit. But yeah, but I did my video about that whole thing. Of course, we've always been talking about that it would not be the black suit. We'll talk about that a little bit with the main topic, of course. So, yeah. Anyways, so we got all that. This is pretty funny right here. I love this. I love this. Somebody... Hey, I don't care what side of the aisle you're politically on. It's pretty crazy when, oh, yes, our president just kind of goes, when he gets done, he gets a little lost. So somebody put John Travolta, Pulp Fiction right there. I thought it was pretty hilarious. I really laughed hard on that one. I did. Hey, here's Sigourney Weaver with a pumpkin. Nothing wrong with that. Gotta love it. And then look at this right here from Fear Jason. Fear Jason right here doing freaking awesome work right here. Look at that. Man. Showing that. Adding Black Adam right there in the rain. Beautiful, Fear Jason. or if like maybe that wasn't you that did it. I don't know, but posted it. I thought it was cool. Maybe it wasn't you. Hopefully it was. I hope it's you. And then, of course, there's badass Michael Keaton, 89 Batman. I don't know. So, and then what else we got here? Keep going. Hey, look at this. Finally, we're finally getting some updates on this. My God. Cloverfield. Cloverfield is finally moving forward. This is going to be a direct sequel to the original Cloverfield, apparently. Paramount and Bad Robots, I got Black Adam on the brain, are moving forward with a new Cloverfield pick with Babak Anvari being set as director. So there you go. I'm excited because I love the Cloverfield movies. I've been a fan of this shit. Man, when we first saw that first Cloverfield movie, I was just like, oh my God, I gotta know what this is. What was that? Oh my God. I still remember seeing that trailer that we knew nothing about. It was right before Transformers. And I remember me and my friend, we looked at each other going, what the hell was that? And I was intrigued, and there was a bunch of little mystery behind it. But then, in 10 Cloverfield Lane, right? 12? Whatever number it is. You know what I'm talking about. Great movie, too. And then, of course, the Cloverfield Paradox. Kind of, a lot of people didn't really like that. It was kind of iffy. So hopefully this really turns into something pretty damn amazing. Because I want to continue on with the Cloverfield, mythology and the anthology and all that stuff. I really want more of that. And I'm excited for this too. Reacher Season 2. Look at that. It's starting to film right now. So looking forward to that. If you haven't watched Season 1, do yourself a favor. Really enjoyed Reacher Season 1. Good stuff with what's his name right there, who's a freaking giant. Yeah. So there we go. We got some Black Panther Wakanda Forever Empire Magazine covers that look pretty cool. I like it. And then, we'll be talking about that. And, hey, guess what? Jurassic World Dominion crossed $1 billion. There you go. We got another $1 billion movie right here. Jurassic World Dominion crossed $1 billion. We weren't sure if it was going to, but yes, it did. And thank God, but we also, thank God. Bryce Dallas Howard had to lose some weight, and of course, a lot of people are complaining about that. But hey, you got to get fit for the role sometimes. That's the way it is. It's part of the gig. I thought this was funny right here. Topher Grace says that '90s show return felt like Christmas. So comicbook.com decided to use a screenshot that didn't have Topher Grace. It actually had the guy who replaced him. I don't know why they chose this featured image, but whatever. I don't know. I just thought that was funny. Hey, look at Adam Levine. That's right. He's a feminist, guys. He's a feminist. That's right. You always got to watch out for the people who display it on their clothing. Just saying. Anyways, and then we got David F. Sandberg. I mean, he really wants, this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Talking about, of course, Dwayne Johnson pitching Black Adam versus Justice League versus Suicide Squad. And then, David F. Sandberg's like, hey, Dwayne Johnson, what are you doing? You got to Shazam. That's a weird thing. It definitely is a weird thing. That whole thing when it comes to Shazam and Black Adam. I tell you what, this is pretty badass too. From DC Films right there. They did this little GIF right there, which is amazing. And then of course we had all that. James Earl Jones, guys. Oh, raise your glass up. James Earl Jones is stepping back from voicing Darth Vader. We knew it was going to be happening. He's in his 90s. It's not going to happen anymore, but cheers to James Earl Jones for, his body of work is just absolutely amazing. He's got a distinct voice. The man is an icon. He's a legend, all that stuff. So, he's finally officially stepping away from Darth Vader, so nothing wrong with that. Cheers, guys. Cheers to James Earl Jones. Obviously, they're going to be using the AI technology that kind of just, that whole technology where they could basically just take all the words and group them together or, do something. And then, guys, that's what they use for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, that's the thing. The Kenobi series, that wasn't actually James Earl Jones that did it. They just kind of did the AI thing and it just kind of bunched it all together. So, it was already happening, but, he's the man. That's for damn sure. Hey, Rhea's here. Good to see you. Look at this. And then we got this, guys. Check this out.
Good forward.
So we got the composer for David Ayer's Suicide Squad, who was just on what was it, Joe? This one dude right here. No, yeah. Yeah, when it calls it Joe IE, he was just on there, and he asked him about his work on the Suicide Squad when it came to the score, because we all know, even David Ayers talked about it, that the original Suicide Squad wasn't supposed to have so many record drops. You know what they do, I forgot exactly what they call that, but like what does they call it? Needle drops, right? Needle drops when it comes to having a soundtrack that has a bunch of that has a bunch of music. Well, he talked about it right here, so check this out.
Years, I think, to one of the most discussed blockbusters of recent years, Suicide Squad. I was actually listening back to the score, coming up to this chat, and I was like, it's interesting because the film is so heavily on its soundtrack, with the people coming in singing songs over it. So I'm curious, what were your memories of working on that? Because there's the hashtag release the air cut. There's a lot of conversation around so many different cuts of this movie. Were you like, did you score the movie that we saw, or did you score a different movie that has then been recut and has your score in it? Or what's your experiences on it?
Well, I mean, I think that the thing I always point to with this is if you listen to the soundtrack record for that, there's an awful lot of music that you won't hear in the film. So I was on the project for a long time and wrote a lot of music to various cuts. Various cuts. In the end, that film went the way it went, and there was obviously a change of direction that happened towards the end of it, where a lot of songs came in and various editorial things happened. But yeah, there's a lot of. For me, it was my second project with David Ayer, and I have a tremendous amount of time with him. I'm so proud of the work we did together, and Fury is still one of the scores that I'm really proud of, and that was a very close collaboration with him. So yeah, I kind of I'm very supportive of all things David, and yeah, it was a frustrating and kind of tricky time. Hell of a sort of experience in terms of the Hollywood thing. The Hollywood thing. But yeah, I'm very proud of the work, and it was the first time I'd ever recorded in LA. And it was just glorious, you were with these amazing musicians who do this all the time, and it was just, it was a fun time, but kind of frustrating end game.
Frustrating end game. Is there another version that you've seen that you're like, oh, I wish audiences had seen that one?
I'd always rather see the version that had all the music in it.
Which is the Ayer cut.
Yeah, I mean, things exist, but who knows in the politics of that world what could ever happen, but. There was certainly, as you can see from the even the titles on the score album, there was a lot of things that you didn't see.
See? I mean, he talks about a lot of things that you didn't see, man. So there you go. There's a composer right there, Mr. Steve B. Price. Hey, maybe we should try to get him on the Vodka stream or something like that one of these days. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, just kind of talking about the frustrating thing, the various cuts. He said that too. I mean, it just kind of shows you right there, just like what was going on with that movie. And hopefully one of these days we can actually hear his complete score. That got taken away because they wanted to put a fucking needle drop song right there, because they were of course they were trying to make it like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is, exactly what it is, and David Ayers talked about that. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool that he got interviewed and he talked about that. So there you go. Release the goddamn Ayer cut, huh? November, remember, the 5th of November. That's what I'm just saying, guys, as of right now. And then, of course, rest in peace to Louise Fletcher. She passed away over the weekend, age 88. People best know her as as Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but you recognize her face everywhere. I mean, she's been in numerous things, and she's always just been like that. You're like, oh, my God. You see her, you go, oh, my God. You just kind of you stiffen up a little bit. You're like, my God. But yeah, may she rest in peace, lived a full life. So that's pretty good right there. So, and then look at this thing right here. Okay, I mean, we saw Scott obviously unbox the Weta Workshop statue, but look at this freaking bust right here. Holy crap. He's tall. Yes, he is. This is from Queen Studios. That thing is a freaking crazy right there when it comes to Darkseid. Yeah, then of course we'll talk about all that. Thank you, Mr. Bailey, right there for Zack knows a lot about batteries apparently. He definitely does. And then you guys see this shit, man. So the movie Smile comes out this week, and apparently part of the marketing budget is to stick some of the actors behind home plate of various baseball games. Look at this.
That's of 11 games including.
Look at that. Just right there. She's just sitting there. Like, she got paid to actually have to smile, very creepy like that. What the hell? It's insane. Wow. It's so crazy. I just thought that was pretty good. Hey, look at these two. They're adorable, aren't they? And then there's the statue right there that Scott unboxed. Poor guy, man. It was a workout for him. It definitely was a workout. Definitely was a workout when it came to that. So, and then of course we had Ta-dum that happened over the weekend. Sadly, no Zack Snyder stuff. But there was plenty of cool stuff like the Pinocchio movie from Guillermo del Toro. That's right, doing the stop motion animation, which I thought was just so amazing. Can't wait for it. And then there was like a new clip for Wednesday, which I'm very much looking forward to as well. I think this show is going to be excellent. Can't wait for it. But yeah, there's a clip of her talking to Thing, and Jenna Ortega. She's going to be killing it. And then, of course, we got The Witcher Season 3 that's coming out summer 2023. That was talked about. Of course, Henry Cavill actually was there at Ta-dum. Yeah, he actually showed up at something. And then they released the bloopers for Stranger Things Season 4. That was great. But yeah, there was this. Chris Wong Swenson showing some love. Wish you could have been there, Chris. It was good stuff. Definitely good stuff. And then, yeah, we'll talk about all that, of course, which I was doing. So this is not fully true now. The final results, this didn't happen, but this was currently at one point, the Avatar re-release earned more than Don't Worry, Darling at the worldwide. Well, I guess that is true. It's a worldwide box office. Yeah, people not, they're not excited for the new Avatar movies. The movie did better than a new movie, but then of course it's Don't Worry, Darling, which has been riddled with drama, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about some of that stuff. So, and then here we go, Scott. He found the batteries. So the eyes light up. This statue is so freaking cool, man. Such a cool statue. Look at that thing. So amazing. The detail, guys. The detail. So there you go. He found them batteries. Cool. Fear Jason putting my face on Superman this time. That's right. And then, of course, we got Mr. Anthony that is, got put on a Black Adam right there. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Fear Jason, for that. Happy birthday, of course. We wished him a happy birthday yesterday on Batman the Fanimated stream, the season finale, I guess you could say. Mr. Mark Hamill. He was born over the weekend, his birthday was over the weekend, so that's cool. We had collection trailers and medleys that did a pretty cool little mashup of young little Clark and young little Bruce Wayne, a little back and forth, which I thought was really cool. Nothing wrong with that. And apparently Yankee Stadium got a lightning strike. Look at that shit. Holy crap. That is amazing. I mean, the still shot looks freakier than the actual shot. But here's the actual shot right here. Bam! Look at that. I mean, I know Aaron Judge. I mean, you ever seen The Natural, the movie The Natural with Robert Redford? I mean, come on. There's a little bit of correlation right there if you've seen that movie when it comes to lightning. But man, look at that shit. That's happened at Yankee Stadium yesterday. Just striking it. God damn, it's crazy. What batteries? Scott's here. Good to see you, Scott. And of course, we got Miss Liz Wonder killing it. She's got a new Wonder Woman costume and took this image right here in honor of Zack Snyder's Justice League with my cosplay of Wonder Woman. Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, we need it. So she posted this right here. Liz, of course, killing it in the cosplay game, especially when it comes to Wonder Woman stuff. Just always killing it. And I like the newly added gear when it comes to the costume of Wonder Woman right there. It kind of more represents, hey, maybe some shit that would happen in the sequel. So, and then of course we have the boys released a blooper reel for season 3, which is obviously hilarious. Gotta love the bloopers. Absolutely love the bloopers. We got AMC Entertainment. They file to sell up to 425 million ape shares. I don't get the whole ape shares thing, but just talking with people who do know, yeah, it's not good. AMC always seems to be like, it seems like they're doing good and then they're not, and then they're doing good and then they're not. I don't know. AMC just goes down when it comes to their stock and stuff like that. But you hate to see it because it's AMC. When you think about movie theaters, you think about AMC, even though I go to Harkins all the time now. But, it just kind of sucks that they're still struggling. They're fucking still struggling, man, and it sucks. And then Zack Snyder, speaking of Zack Snyder, thanks to everyone that submitted as part of the Rebel Moon fan contest. We were blown away by how creative you all are. We will announce the 40 finalists on September 30th when the 40. Yeah, that's right. 40 finalists. That's right, guys. Zack said 40. If you know, you know. If you know about the number 40, you know about the number 40. When the fan voting for lucky 10 who will get the chance to come and to our sets right there. So hopefully Aaron Bailey gets it. I'm rooting for him and stuff like that. So, and then look at this. We have a brand new look at Namor right here with Tanak Hirota right here. So we got another look at him. Remember when the creator of Namor was kind of upset about it because he didn't look as jacked as he should in the live action? Well, I'm like, you know what? Guy's ripped enough. He's a fucking swimmer. He's not supposed to be like, he's not going to be like Superman, Batman status, or Thor status there, buddy. But another thing that was talking about, too, when it came to Namor was like the fact that apparently they're going to run with that he's a mutant. So they're going to go that. Apparently, okay, so when it comes to the MCU, we've already gotten a little hint of, hey, there might be some mutant activity that's happening in the MCU. When it came to Miss Marvel, it's basically talked about that, yeah, she has the mutation in her, so they kind of, I guess when it comes to the MCU tackling the whole mutant thing and getting X-Men involved, I guess they're kind of easing into it. We're probably not going to get anything for a while still, probably not till after, phase 6? Probably going to be like a phase 7 thing, but they're trying their best to be like, hey, some of these characters have the mutant gene, but at the same time, it's like, all right, well, let's start introducing that. So, and then, of course, I don't know much about Namor, so thank you, Nate Smith. Yes, if he's already got the mutant gene in him, good. Because I know Miss Marvel, they had to really tweak her character, so that's good. So that was, that was a little iffy. Some people were like, I don't know about that, but yes. So, anybody familiar with it? Like I said, I didn't really get into the whole thing when it came to Namor or something like that. I know a little bit just from the little bit of research but I was like, yeah, as long as at least he's a little bit of a mutant. But yeah, when it came to the Miss Marvel thing, a lot of people were like going, I don't know about that. So yeah, Deadpool 3. Yeah, no, I think Deadpool 3 is really going to do that. Yeah, I think Deadpool 3 is really going to try to really nail that to home. So, but yeah, so there you go. So now they're just kind of saying that, and good. Let's get some of that. Start just kind of saying some things to start slowly getting the mutants into the MCU. So, I think a lot of people, like I said, were not happy with the Miss Marvel thing, but hey, at least, this is actually going to be there. So if Namor is a mutant, what are the rest of the people? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about him. We got the expert in here, Mr. Scott. If you want to answer that, do that. So, and then according to, again, Grace. Yes, I know, Grace. But this is interesting, though. The reason why I'm kind of curious about this is like, okay, so when it comes to Joker, I always say it wrong. Filet à deux, if I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering it as I usually do, is rumored to be told from the perspective of Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, and that Harley Quinn will see her world as a musical. So that's according to Grace, of course, which, of course, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. But at the same time, I was like, all right, well, that's interesting. I kind of like that. Because we don't, that would be pretty sweet if it was like told from a different perspective, I guess you could say. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but you know how people are going to just like, because we heard about the supposed salaries that some of these people are getting. So if it's supposed to be from the perspective of Harley Quinn, shouldn't she be more of the star or whatever? I don't know. There's going to be maybe some backlash if this is all true. But then at the same time, I'm just going, all right, I'm just glad it's something completely different from the first one, because obviously these people are sick in the head. You saw the first Joker. We know that he was sick in the head and he was imagining certain things. And God knows if he was imagining the whole thing. I mean, I remember I made a video about that when it came out. I was like, what if the whole thing was just like, you know, this whole thing that was going on in his head? There's a lot of there's some things that were like an indication that maybe Arthur Fleck was not really doing some of the stuff that he was doing, and he's just fucked in the head. But apparently when it comes to this, maybe, possibly, who knows, but I know it is grace, so take it with a grace of salt. Okay, I did that. Yeah, totally did that. Let's see. Hey, Jay Leva. That's right. I know some people don't like him now, and those same people don't like me. But anyways, Jay Leva said, if you want to learn how to do storyboards from animation and live action films, I am teaching my cinematic storyboard class where we cover everything from dialogue scenes to fight choreography. This is an in-person in Pasadena, California at Concept Design Academy. So there you go. Anybody in the Southern California area, October 3rd, that's right. It's going to cost you about $160, 9 class meetings, 4.5 hours each. Learn from the GOAT, from Slay Oliva himself, how to do storyboard stuff. So anybody out there, do it. Do it. That's right. And you guys see this? Apparently we shot something we shot something called the Dart at an asteroid or a meteor or whatever the hell. We shot something at a big rock in the sky, and apparently it worked. It worked, which is the size of a football stadium, and it poses no threat to Earth, so we're good. Yes, there's an asteroid out there, and we threw some shit at it, okay? I mean, personally, I think Michael Bay was like, what the hell? Where's the spectacle? Send some dudes up there that know how to drill. You know? They didn't do it Armageddon style, but hey, what can you do? Kevin Feige says they decided not to recast T'Challa, and in the MCU, it just felt like it was much too soon to recast. Just say what you really want to say, Kevin. Just say that you would have got a lot of backlash. That's what would have happened. You're afraid about the backlash. If this was, I mean, it's the iffiness of all of recasting, of course, you know, if recasting him was obviously the big thing. It was like, all right, so obviously Mr. Boseman, you know, he passed away way too soon. Seemed like a great dude. Did some great work. I still like 42. I don't care what anybody says. I know 42 didn't really blow up like it did, but man, I thought it was a pretty damn good movie. Harrison Ford, come on. Jackie Robinson, go check it out. But, you know, when it came to like, I mean, I understood it at first, but then after a while I was going, just recast him. Just recast him. You know, I know he was Black Panther in what? 3 or 4 movies? 4 movies. He was Black Panther in 4 movies. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, well, just give somebody else a chance. I mean, obviously, when it comes to Black Panther, $1 billion franchise, you know, that could give another black actor, you know, the chance to to wear the Black Panther mask. But I think they were just too worried about the backlash. They were too worried about the backlash because there would have been backlash. There are people that just would have been backlash. But so that's what Kevin Feige had to say about Black Panther right there and not recasting him. So hopefully Ryan Coogler, and it seems like after watching that trailer that they did a pretty good job at, you know, representing him, and, you know, we'll see what happens. But I mean, Black Panther Wakanda Forever still looks pretty amazing and looks like top tier MCU stuff right there. But yeah, that's what Kevin Feige had to say. So it's just like, come on though. I think they should have still recast him. And then look at this. Look at this. We got some behind the scenes. So that Batman scene, I mean, obviously it starts off with Ben Affleck himself looking right there. And of course, we have Mr. Citrone and you know, out there, and they're doing this stuff. And yeah, just such a cool little behind the scenes, seeing that warehouse scene. Just good stuff. Good freaking stuff. So there you go, guys. There are the tweets right there. Okay. So now we got through the tweets. How's everybody doing? We doing good still? Hi, Tony Movie Chappie D9 Blomkamp fans here. All right, let's talk about this little rumor right here, which of course is, it's from, yeah, it's from her. She had a video and she basically talked about stuff that she was hearing about when it came to what's going on over at Warner Brothers Discovery. Okay, so I mean, obviously, I made the thumbnail, and we'll bring up the thumbnail. What is that? Oh yeah, okay, that's something else. That's for later. Okay, so I mean, just imagine though, because obviously, here's my little thumbnail that I made right here. I mean, just imagine Justice League, Suicide Squad, basically kind of teaming up together to take on Black Adam. Now, that seems like a lot of people to take on one dude that just has some, he's powerful, he's got some magic, sure. But at the same time, I'm going, it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be, just Black Adam that they're going to go up against. No, it'd be like a Legion of Doom situation. Let's face it. That's what I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about when it came to this whole idea of a versus and a versus and a versus. That's the thing. It's like, I like the idea of the Justice League having to team up with the Suicide Squad, which is villains and mainly Batman villains. I mean, I do like that idea because there's always something there too, because that's why it would be like a versus and a versus and a versus, because somebody's going to be fucking over somebody else and Batman's going to be on top of that. But if they were going to take on Black Adam, it wouldn't just be Black Adam. There's no way it would be Black Adam. I would say it would have to be a Legion of Doom situation. It would have to be. It would absolutely have to be. It can't just be Black Adam by himself, even though The Rock would love that because he's like, yeah, I could take on everybody, the hierarchy. Yeah, okay, we got it there. We got it, Dwayne. We got it. We do got it. But all I'm saying here is, and then even talking to people, talking to my friend who tries to get some info, tries to get some info out there. Warner Brothers Discovery and David Zaslav, no, they cannot at all compete with Marvel. They can't. They can't compete with the MCU. They really can't. That fucking factory is just shitting out product after product after product. And good on them, It's not always good. It's not. I still haven't watched last week's She-Hulk because I'm like, Thor Love and Thunder was a piece of shit. It was just a steaming pile of shit sandwich. I did love Multiverse of Madness because of Sam Raimi. I did. Spider-Man, I can go on for days. But yeah, they're pumping out product after product. So David Zaslav, Warner Brothers Discovery, Alan Horn, DeLuca, Abdi, they know that they can't compete with them. But what do they have? Well, they still have these big, huge IPs. They still have these big, huge tentpole movies that they can put out there with these larger-than-life characters. We know this. Obviously, they got Batman. They got Superman. They got Wonder Woman. They got all this stuff. They still got that. So, I mean, they had a Joker movie, an R-rated Joker movie with what? Like a $60, $70 million budget that made $1 billion. And it was quality. That's the thing. It's all about the quality, okay? They have the quantity, sure, and they just pump out shit and shit and shit. Sometimes there's some good things in there, but then it's shit and shit, So instead of just trying to pump out as much as you can with everything and whatnot, everything like as you can, and Wonder Twins and all that kind of stuff, no. Pump out the quality. Invest in the quality. If you're gonna lead things into a crazy crossover film, do something like this, where you literally have one team that has to forcefully team up with another team to take on a villain, a bigger super villain team, okay? So you got the Justice League, and maybe, I don't know how the Justice Society of America maybe could fit into this. I don't know. We still got to watch Black Adam. But I'm just saying, like, do it differently. Do it differently. It's like, okay, so over there, they did their whole thing. They set up the movies. They set up the solo films. And then they teamed up, and now they do it. And then, of course, there's sometimes where they cross over and blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to go big, go fucking big. If Black Adam, I don't know if it's going to be something extremely huge, if it's going to make it. I mean, I hope that I just hope it breaks even. But, I mean, if you're going to have something where he's going to be the big baddie in the DCEU. Like, yes, anti-hero and maybe something like that. He takes out Sabak, but then, of course, he's going to be like still a big baddie. Team him up with some Legion of Doom motherfuckers, okay? And then have this... if you want to have like a crazy-ass crossover, this wouldn't happen for another like probably 6 or 7 years. But I'm just saying, if this were going to be the case, why not? Why not have the Justice League and the Suicide Squad end up teaming up together? And then, of course, there'll be some crazy fuckery right there when it comes to people, when it comes to the villains trying to F over, some of their... I'm just saying, I don't know if it's going to happen. You got to, of course, take everything with a grain of salt. But just looking at it, it's like, all right, so they have to concentrate. And there's probably only going to be, for like the 10-year plan is probably only going to be, hey, let's only release about 2 movies a year because we just don't have the budget. And yes, we're going to have like, the TV shows, but guess what? We're going to have to watch that. But instead of just having quantity, we got to pump in the quality. The budgets have to be, obviously in the range of like where we're not overspending, but at the same time, it's like get some really good writers, get some really good filmmakers, get some really good, just the quality has to be there. And we have to do something different than what's going on over there. They're doing quantity, pumping it out like crazy. Hey, we could do some crazy shit over here. That's why I kept on saying, and we've talked about it numerous times about, okay, if you get Cavill, you get Ben Affleck, make that world's finest movie. Just team them up. Just pair them up together. That's something that'll be different. And if you even want to you want to make it a Trinity movie, do it. Just do it. But if you want to do something like this where you want to have a crazy crossover movie, fuck it. Do it. Have the Justice League and the Suicide Squad have to team up to take on a Legion of Doom or something like that. Not a Black Adam, but and if Dwayne Johnson's pitching it, of course he's going to have to pitch it where it's like, oh, I'm not going to be the only villain. Because it's not. You can't just take him out. I mean, obviously, yes, when it comes to Superman and magic, that's going to be a problem for him. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you're talking about all these people take it on. Yeah, of course they'll be able to do it. So you have to have some other players in there. And they could make something pretty damn epic if that's the case. But then again, who knows? Could be all BS. But I wouldn't be surprised if Dwayne Johnson wants to lead to something like this. And I think the Real Rejects, they had a really cool, They talked about the DCU is actually the Dwayne extended cinematic universe, which, I've talked about it before. I had a stream like a month or so ago. I talked about how the Rockverse, I guess you could say, because obviously the dude wants to continue on and he wants to be like the big baddie of all this. So fine, if that's going to be the case, then sure, have them team up. I don't know, but of course, who knows what that lineup is going to look like for each Justice League and the Suicide Squad, obviously. But yeah, so I just thought that would be kind of cool to see something like that because that would be pretty giant and epic. But who knows what's going to be happening with that? Shazam doesn't have a place on my shelf. Where's Wonder Woman 3? I have no idea. Yeah, so. But yeah, hopefully Shazam could be a part of that. Obviously, we need Shazam to be a part of that sooner or later. Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. I'm with you, Jose. I would definitely watch Shazam, 100,000 times more than Thor, Ugh. Love and Thunder is not close to Shazam. Yeah, not at all. Ugh. It's absolutely gross. But, I don't know. I'm sure that this is kind of true in a way because I know, we all know that Dwayne Johnson definitely wants to keep on playing the character, and he definitely wants to be the baddie. But then also, I don't know how good he's going to end up doing in Black Adam. I really hope he screws some people over and maybe there'll be something, I don't know. And then of course, the whole thing when it comes to Superman's little cameo. So yeah, Black Adam character arc should lead him to Shazam regardless. I know, but it seems like it's not. I just found out the director of Black Adam's the same one for Jungle Cruise. Ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of looking forward to it. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I haven't seen Jungle Cruise, so I don't know. When it comes to the extent of that. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just saying when it comes to this, it kind of made me go, that would be different than what they're doing over there. You take two groups, you take two teams, team them up to take on another team. I think that's the way they're going to have to go. If they're going to compete anything with Marvel, you really got to just pour some money into it and make sure the quality is there. Make sure the quality is there. That's all. What's going on, Mr. Lobo? Always good to see you. Okay. Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder. Of course, we wanted him to come back and do a Justice League movie. So, of course, Zack Snyder was on the Vodka stream over the weekend, and this was his entrance right here, which was pretty damn cool. I thought, just for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, here was the entrance right here when Scott was unboxing. Really cool stuff. Hold on. Let me turn on the audio. Make sure the audio is on. All right. So here it is right here. To let you guys know that somebody else wanted to witness this too, a big fan of all... Oh, come on. Scott, please turn your attention to the screen. Zack Snyder is here.
Do you own your home?
Okay. Jesus Christ. I hate YouTube sometimes. Jesus Christ. Of course, they put a commercial right there. Really? A commercial right there?
Yeah, but still
right there.
Electricity?
My God.
If you pay more than $50...
Gotta love it. Gotta love that. Come on.
Hey.
Ugh. So let's watch that again. My God. Hey, just to let you guys know that somebody else wanted to witness this too, a big fan of all this. Scott, please turn your attention to the screen. Zack Snyder is here, guys. Zack Snyder is here.
Nice. Zack.
Hello. So cool. So cool. All right. So yeah. When it came to that, I even explained it right after he left. He was only on there for about like a half an hour or something like that. Zack was on there. It's just really cool. Basically what happened was when we were planning this thing, we talked about it the week prior, and I was like, all right, Scott got his statue. All right, we're all set. We're going to do this on Wednesday night, live unboxing of the statue, this epic statue that that's like over 50 pounds and all that stuff. So then, of course, naturally, I reached out to Ray Porter, Darkseid himself, and Ray was all about it. So he was a special guest, which was great. He added to the colorful commentary. Then I was like, maybe Zack would want to come on and witness this thing. So I hit him up, sent him the picture of the box, talked about it, and then I think it was like a little less than an hour before the stream, he responded going, "Tonight?" ? And I went, "Yeah, buddy, in about an hour." And then I just sent him a link. Never got a confirmation. Had no idea if he was coming on or not. But then during the whole thing, about 54 minutes in or whatever, he popped in and it was like, oh man, epic. Just absolutely epic. Fucking the nicest dude in the world. And then of course, Debbie was there too. Debbie showed up. She watched a little bit and everything. Two of the nicest people in the world, totally just popping in to watch this thing and just add to some colorful commentary that we had. So, and it was great. And, we shot the shit with him a little bit, asked him a little bit of questions. And, that was pretty much it. Just an epic vodka stream. But then, of course, we wake up Saturday and, wow. Wow. All of a sudden, there was people not happy. There was people not happy, and it turned out to be an interesting weekend because, when it came to Saturday morning, I was feeling a little, a little frisky. I was like, what are we doing here? Huh? What are we doing? Huh? I was feeling a little bit, I got a little bit of a hangover happening, I got some breakfast burritos happening, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to start pushing back on some of this stuff. And it was funny, too, because the first thing that I saw when it came to people that were upset, and I was going, why are there some people upset about this? This was an unboxing live stream, and it had some people just having fun, having some drinks, just relaxing and just watching this thing and having some fun with it and everything. And I'm like, why are people upset with it? And then it turns out it's because we didn't ask the right questions. Apparently we didn't ask the right questions because people were like, well, you have Zack Snyder on your stream, you don't ask these questions. It's not what this stream was about. Okay, I'm surprised. I actually was like going, I don't really want to ask him any questions because it wasn't about that. That's the thing. How are people not realizing that? Well, the thing is, they only saw a clip that somebody posted on Twitter. They only saw a clip. They saw a clip of me asking about if he saw James Gunn's animated appearance in the Harley Quinn show. Okay? I asked him that. And then, of course, one of the top 5 rules that you're not supposed to do is talk about James Gunn unless it's in a super negative light. Okay? You can't talk about James Gunn unless you talk negative about him. So how dare I bring up James Gunn? And apparently, according to some people, it was me, kind of taking a jab to these fans because I know that they don't like James Gunn. So when I brought it up, oh yeah, it was against them because these people are fucking narcissists. They think that everything's against them. Isn't that weird? Isn't that funny how that is? It's like, wow, you think that highly of yourself that I was thinking about you guys when I asked that question? No, we were talking about the Teen Titans Go animated appearance of Zack Snyder and praising it and talking about the jokes and all that stuff. And then I just was wondering because few weeks before that, James Gunn did an animated appearance on Harley Quinn. So I was like, hey, did you see that, Zack? And he said, no, he hadn't seen it. And then he said, oh yeah, James is funny, blah, blah, blah. And then that was it. But apparently, that was against the rules, guys. Against the rules. Again, you can't go against the rules. The rules, guys. And then, of course, Garza asked about Black Adam and Superman, which, yeah, I admit that was like, why are you asking that, dude? Why are you asking that? I think Mr. Ben Everts is still giving him shit about it. And I was like, yeah, but I don't think he was being serious about it. I don't know what he said, if he said anything on the live stream about it, but I think like, I don't think he was actually fully serious about it. I'm like, we don't need to ask that. And then, of course, we asked about Rebel Moon and stuff like that. A little bit about Rebel Moon, but we didn't expect him to answer any of those questions because he's still working on the movie. That's the thing. This wasn't going to be a Q&A, and it's crazy how people were thinking that it should have been a Q&A. No. Sometimes these people just want to just shoot the shit. It was about an unboxing, okay? It was about him coming on and seeing that, and he was making jokes too. It was great. It wasn't about asking all these millions of questions about, did you meet with Zaslav, Justice League 2, Rebel Moon, Las Vegas? No, we weren't going to bombard him with a bunch of fucking questions. But yeah, apparently it was just like, and then yes, the whole thing when it came to Twitter, I was a little bit of I was like, again, I was feeling a little, are we doing this? Huh? What do you guys want to do, huh? You want to do this, huh? I got this. You come at me? Come on. And somebody was just like, wow, how embarrassing it was because we asked about James Gunn and then Black Adam. And then I responded with, well, when he comes on your stream, feel free to ask him any questions you want. Of course, that made some of those, people mad a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I knew that was going to kind of stir the pot, but it's true. It's like, hey, if you want to ask the right questions, by all means, start a YouTube channel, build up an audience, build up, somewhat relationship with the man himself, and then have him on and ask whatever. Yeah, and of course that stirred the pot a little bit, and again, it was just like crazy to see. But there was like questions that I actually had for some people. Like I asked one person particularly who didn't watch the entire segment because he claimed that we didn't say anything about Rebel Moon, which of course we did. And then I even asked him, I was like, okay, you didn't watch the entire thing. You can actually just see the chunk if you want. I even time-stamped it, of course. But, and then I asked, I'm like, okay, so I got called Clout Chaser numerous times. I also got called a pedophile too, which is funny, and which is ridiculous and gross. And like these people are just really sick in the head. They wonder why they get called toxic when they're calling people pedophiles and clout chasers and all this kind of stuff. It's weird. But I asked one particular person, I'm like, do you guys ever get tired of calling people that have an association with them clout chasers? Like what is going on? Like what is that trying to accomplish? Honestly, what is that trying to accomplish? It's like, I'm sorry that, when it came to this whole thing that I was doing my thing and I was doing my videos and Zack was like, hey, stay at the Film Junkie. I like that guy. He's cool. We're cool. We had a cool, we built up like a little bit of a friendship and whatnot. And yeah, he likes to join the Vodka stream every now and again. Why? Because it's relaxed. Because Zack doesn't have to, be in director mode, sitting in the chair, answering a bunch of freaking questions. He could just come on and shoot the shit. Wow. It's crazy how that is, huh? Wow, it just kind of built that little relationship. Interesting, right? It's always kind of nice when you could just shoot the shit with some people, with some fans and whatnot. So I asked, I'm like, what? I mean, why is that always, that's always the buzzword. You're a clout chaser. You're a clout chaser. Okay. I mean, I've talked about this before. We always, if you're doing this kind of thing, you're doing a YouTube channel, you're trying to do anything, you're writing articles for a blog, you're trying to do anything, podcasts or whatever. You want a little bit of clout, right? You want some clout. Like the clout that I want is anytime that news comes out or a review comes out, I want you guys to be like, to think, hey, I wonder what Dave thinks about that. That's my thing, you know? And it's funny too, because these same people will look over here to the Scoopsy Daisies over there. Are they not trying to do their shit for clout? Don't they want the clout of being scoopers? I'm just saying. Oh, but it's okay for them to do that, but not me or us or anything like that. That's right. Again, these rules. Don't mention James Gunn. How dare you have somebody on your live stream because you're just doing it for clout. I mean, am I supposed to say no? Sorry, Zack, you can't come on because I don't want to be called a clout chaser. I just don't want to be... Fuck off. That's all I got to say about that. And then, of course, you know, I had somebody else who is, I think she is a moderator for certain channels, telling me to delete my stream, delete all this stuff. Called me Film Junkee. That's right, Film Junkee. Kind of has a good ring to it. I kind of like it. I was like, Film Junkee, that's kind of cool. Because, you know, I'm always just like so fucking drunk on my streams, like, ha, ha, ha. But I think she was actually drunk tweeting. It was like she was tweeting at me, but not tweeting at me. It was very strange, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to name names, but I was just kind of like, well, that's interesting. I'm like, see that? Like, that's what's going on with some of these people. They want me to just delete everything and go away. They want people to unsubscribe. They've said, unsubscribe, unfollow, stop doing all that. And I'm not saying that back, okay? If I don't like what there's YouTube channels, I don't like what they're doing, you know? Ignore, you know, people like that, and, you know, the Scoopsy Daisies and what like, I don't like what they're doing over there, the sleaziness that's going. But hey, that's your hustle, that's what you do, fine, okay? If people are gonna watch you, fine. Nothing I can do about it, okay? Nothing I can do about it. If you choose to watch that and they have their shtick and they're doing it, then power to them, okay? It doesn't mean I'm going to watch them or anything like that. And if anything comes about, I'll criticize it. But it's funny because when it comes to all this stuff, they want people to stop. I mean, this is not the first time this has happened, too. When it comes to certain people in the fandom, they want the following, the audience, everything to be taken away. They want me to be just deplatformed and done and everything like that. And that's just weird. It's like, I'm like, is that all you have? I mean, just you could just ignore, you know, you could just ignore me if you want. I don't know. You choose. Like, what is it? What is it? I don't know. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, Dave. You have been on a real one since, 2014, yeah. Zack Snyder's human, God forbid he act like one. Exactly. It wasn't about questions. And what did Zack say? And I know this will probably make the same people mad. Is like, he said he'd be back. And that's when we'll talk about stuff. Okay? But, I mean, I didn't really want to ask him about anything that night. I just wanted to, it was just nice for him to show up. Fucking nicest guy in the world. And him and Debbie. Nicest people in the world. But I didn't follow the rules. Apparently. That's what's so funny about this whole thing. Thank you, DJ, for all that. Power of choice. I know. Well, drunk, you know, it was kind of drunk, Scott, but yeah. But anyway, so, and it was her anniversary weekend too. Thank you, Steph, it was her anniversary weekend. They took the time to do that. But, you know, but of course, there wasn't, we didn't ask the right questions, didn't do all that. But so it was kind of funny. So I had, you know, an interesting weekend pushing back on all that, you know, and, you know, and I appreciate the kind words. So many people said some kind words. And that's another thing too, when it comes to this whole thing. And I know we always focus on the negative. That's what we do as humans. Like we can have, you know, 99 positive messages, but that one negative message, that's the one that you point out. That's the one you put out there. And there's so much negativity out there nowadays. It's just all negativity. Doesn't matter what the balance is, because usually it's the minority is negativity and the majority is positivity. We always focus on the negativity, and yes, I pushed back on the negativity, but the fact of the matter is I got mainly positivity. I got so many people liking the stream, liking the tweets, liking everything like that, sending some great messages. Even my friends were sending great messages. Chris Wong, Swenson, Everts, everybody was sending stuff. Travis sent some stuff, and everybody was just saying stuff. Zed, I know you said something out there, and people were saying just really nice things as well, which is great. And the positivity was mainly there, and that's what's good. Is the fact that the majority of it was positivity. But you have to have a little fun pushing back on the negativity too, and I did. And yeah, I got called a lot, got called a lot of names. And at the same time, I'm like, what's the end game? What are you trying to accomplish with this? When you're calling people clout chaser or pedophiles or whatever the fuck, you're calling people all these kind of names. I mean, you wonder why we get these articles that talk about the toxicity in the Snyder fandom. And then you see shit like that, shit that was hailed at me and all this kind of stuff. You see that, it's like, okay, so you realize that this is what they're talking about, right? You realize that. When we have all this other positive stuff with the AFSP stuff, with everything else, the campaigns and the art and videos and all this stuff, I mean, they're looking at this because what happens? Again, focus on the negative. We focus on the negative way too much. Way too much. Focus on the positive, okay? What's the positive? Zack and Debbie showed up and shot the shit with some fans unboxing a Darkseid statue. That's all it was. And we weren't going to bombard them with a bunch of questions or anything like that. And, if you didn't, we had some questions. You didn't like it, then what? Then guess what? Just complain about it in your DMs and your group chats. That's what you got to do. But when you start doing that publicly, guess what? Then people start seeing it, which people with bigger followings were seeing some of that stuff. I saw some of those and I was like, see, again, puts the fucking fandom in a negative light. But anyways, clout chaser, taking a drink. The king, remember? Yeah. Oh yeah, one of the pillars of all that. It wasn't about you, Dave. It was about me. I know. It was about Scott. That's what it was about. And the struggle. I'm sure you're still sore about that. Yeah. So yeah. That's just what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I just wish that when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's like, okay, you don't like me, you don't like what I do, fine. But then when it was just like, then, I mean, like, I'm just trying to wonder, like, what exactly was I, how it wouldn't have mattered. I guess you could say it wouldn't have mattered. If we would have asked the right questions, it wouldn't have mattered, no matter what, And like I said, these guys, these people want me to go away, want me to be, taken away from my platform and taken away from all this and delete all my shit and stuff like that. It's very, very interesting. All because it's like, it's whatever. I'm a fucking clout chaser. But, some of those guys over there, with their scoops and shit like that, they're not clout chasers. They're doing the Lord's work. That's what they're doing. Jesus Christ. Okay, moving on to Batgirl now. And, Miss Leslie Grace, she decided to grace us with a video that she, I guess, posted on TikTok. And kind of shows a little bit more behind the scenes right here. So check this out. You really made me. We'll turn that off, but look at that. Oh, some behind the scenes. A lot of stuff. Fighting. Okay. Makeup. Hair. Oh, some stunt work. Look at that. That's about it. Not much, I know. But, I mean, hey, anytime I've done Casual Batman, and yes, guys, Casual Batman will return soon. I mean, my face kind of looks like this. It's, you get sweaty, you get hot. But look at this right here. So she was in, who is choking her right now? That's what I'm wondering. That's a behind-the-scenes shot right there of her getting choked. So that's very interesting. I'm guessing it's Firefly because maybe he's got, he's wrapped up. He's got the hands wrapped up or something like that. It's pretty interesting. And then, of course, some, fighting. And then it looks like she's she's breathing really hard right there and looks very concerned. I don't know if that means anything, but yes. And, some more fighting was happening behind the scenes. And then this is pretty cool. Some pretty cool wire work right there. Look at that. Look at this guy right up here. Almost looks penguin-esque. Her right there with the, So there you go. That's a little bit more footage when it comes to Batgirl right there. I don't know if we'll see more. Hopefully we will. All that hard work. I know it does. It does, Like, it sucks because I get the business side of it, but I also go, well, these people just busted their asses for like 2 years trying to make something. And I don't think it was going to be as bad as they're making it. I think it should, you know what? I mean, when it comes to the whole thing, I mainly blame the old regime and Hamada. I mainly blame those people because they were trying to fit Batgirl in a nice little nook right there. And they fucked up. They completely, I don't know, we all know that Hamada had some weird plan that was going to lead to like a Crisis on Infinite Earths kind of thing. And God knows how he was actually going to get there. And I don't know. To me, I'm just like, I more blame Hamada and the old regime. Really, really just do. Because it's just like, But at the same time, it's like, it's a little cold that their Warner Brothers Discovery decided to just axe it. And we're probably not going to ever see it. But what can you do? Business decision. And maybe something will happen. Maybe something will happen where it actually ends up getting released. I don't know. If anybody, the campaigners out there, maybe they'll start building and building, just like, Snyder Cut stuff happened. So we'll see. And then, Don't Worry, Darling. So did anybody see Don't Worry, Darling over the weekend? Like I said, I was going to go see it, but I was just mentally drained. And I was like, I'm just not in the mood. I just want to watch some football. There's a lot of things, obviously, when it came to the Venice Film Festival. There was that whole thing when it came to supposedly Harry Styles spitting on Chris Pratt, the whole Olivia Wilde thing. Apparently there was definite reports that Florence Pugh, and Olivia Wilde kind of bumped heads over over some things when it came to, we have this article right here from Vulture. Don't worry, darling, it's Judgment Day. Don't worry, darling, blah, 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 blah. An anonymous executive from the rival studio called early estimates, talking about that, it's going to be bad. And they said, I've never seen tracking go up and down so much. Yeah, it didn't do as well. Pugh's refusal to the Bears. Yeah, so when it came to this, and basically this article, it talked about a screaming match between Florence Pugh and Olivia Wilde. Broke out, a person recalls, according to our source. The comedy of allegedly reached all the way to the top of the studio totem pole after production wrapped, with the highest ranking Warner Brothers executive at the time, Toby Emmerich, forced to play referee in a long negotiation process to ensure Pugh would participate in the film's life cycle in any way, and not jeopardize the potential box office. So poor Toby, right? Aw, one of his last movies, and that's going to be happening. But, when it comes to a statement, we're proud of the work. And, they even talked about, like, Florence Pugh wasn't even going to, like, really talk about the movie, but she did post about it. So I think some of this was a little bit inflated when it came to all this. And then we have this article right here from People. Don't Worry, Darling crew disputes claims of on-set drama between Olivia Wilde and Florence Pugh. Vulture reported, of course, about all that, claiming the blowout argument took place between Wilde and Pugh. Now an executive statement to People personnel who worked on Don't Worry, Darling, says that any rumors of on-set tensions are completely false. As a crew, we've avoided addressing the absurd gossip surrounding the movie we're so proud of, but feel the need to correct the anonymous sources quoted in a recent article. Any allegations about unprofessional behavior on the set of Don't Worry, Darling are completely false. Calling Wilde an incredible leader and director who was present with and involved in every aspect of the production, and behind-the-scenes workers said the star ran this set with class and respect for everyone involved. They also stated there was never a screaming match between our director and anyone, let alone a member of our cast. We are happy to put out our names on this as real people who worked on the film and who have witnessed and benefited from the collaborative and safe space Olivia creates as a director and leader. Just the fact that you said safe space, I think this is a little bit of BS too. You can't, I can't buy that there wasn't some tension. I can't buy it. I can't buy it. Now, the first original source, maybe that was a little too inflated, like I said, but I think this is also a counter reaction, and I think they're all going, we were on a happy set. Olivia Wilde is great. Is great. Is great. Is great. She is fantastic. I think it's like, it's some of that. It's just basically trying to help the box office. They were like, oh shit, somebody released on a Vulture. We'll get somebody else to release some positive shit. We got money to make. So I would say that maybe it's like a little bit of both. Maybe we just meet in the middle. Maybe there was tension, and maybe it wasn't all that great. I don't know. It's just, when you see what happened at the Venice Film Festival, it was just a little strange. Why was Chris Pine sitting, did I say Pratt at first? Pine, why was he sitting between Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde? Why was there nothing, there was like, I don't know if there's any pictures, nothing was taken of Olivia Wilde and Florence Pugh. That was a little strange too. So I'm thinking something did happen. Maybe it wasn't as exaggerated as the first source said it, but I don't think it was like, oh, it was completely peaceful. It was a safe space. We totally professional. Bullshit. I don't think that was. But we'll probably never know the truth. And the movie didn't do that well with the box office. Like I said, Avatar beat it in the worldwide box office, which is just crazy. Again, the GOAT, James Cameron, put on those sunglasses, and whatever. But yeah, but I don't know. Maybe eventually we'll hear something about it. Who knows? Why? Yeah, I don't know. It was, who knows if he actually did spit. It did look like he spit, just the reaction, all that stuff. It's all just pretty crazy. I don't know. I guess we'll never fully know, but maybe there'll be a documentary in about 10 years about it. But all I know is that maybe I think both of these articles and the responses were exaggerated. I think something did for 100% sure did happen. Chris Pine canceled his appearance on Jimmy Fallon. Come on. He's like, let's just put this movie behind me. I'm gone. I think that's what was going on. So, all right. There you go. There's all the main topics right there, guys. Oh, gotta love that Monday show, right? Okay, so let's see. Let's get to some Twitter questions. Let's look at some of this. Let's make sure that we're all good here. Wow, there's a lot. Might not get through all of them. Holy shit. There's a lot. I just saw an image. It's clean, but it's funny. Eric, riddle me this, Dave. How can one be a clout chaser if they already possess the Snyderific clout in question? Exactly. Patreon stream soon. Probably not going to be that soon. I got things that are happening in the next couple of weekends, so I'll keep you patrons posted. So, yeah, but the next couple of weekends are kind of filled with busyness. So, Devon Wooter. Hi, Dave. I just watched Don't Worry, Darling. I really liked the film. Did you like it or hated it? I didn't see it, so yeah. Sadly, I didn't see it. I watched your screen on Friday. I can't believe you forgot to ask. I did not. I forgot that. Okay, I think you're being sarcastic because I did ask Zack about Rebel Moon. Of course, some people didn't think I did. Carrie. Hey, Dave. Great stream on Friday. I'm assuming Scott is still alive. Yes, he was in the chat. He's still alive, and he's probably feeling a little soreness. Muscles got a little pumped up when it came to unboxing that thing. After Batman, who would you rank as your top 5 DC heroes? I'd say The Flash, Superman. I got really into Green Arrow when Rebirth happened. I thought that was cool, but your normal ones. I like your Booster Gold for the comedic purposes and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much off the top of my head, I guess you could say. Mr. Boomish. Tricky one. Do you think Zack could have executed the Martha scene better or done something else as a majority of people still don't get it? Is the director's responsibility if most people don't understand it? Love your content, Dave. Well, thank you. No. I think there was some scenes that were deleted that maybe would have added to it for more people to understand because, Batman vs. Superman was... there was probably still like a good 20 minutes of like one of the, his first cut of that movie that was still cut out that had Clark really investigating Batman, Bruce Wayne and stuff like that. So maybe it would have been a little bit more like people would have understood it a little bit more if we had those extra scenes. Ryan, Dave, I enjoyed the past Friday's vodka stream a lot. The haters are gonna hate. I smell the green color of envy. That said, I thought I'd give you another mean post, right? Yeah, mean post. I love the arms right there. That's pretty awesome. Gustavo, what's up, Dave? Sorry about this, but it really threw me off. Yeah, Jeff Johns. He didn't get fully canceled. He definitely didn't. He's still working on things behind the scenes. Sadly, but long as he's not touching the movies. Fuck that guy. Jacob, this was Dwayne Johnson reacted to Justice League footage, and could have been, right? A lot of people using that. Oh, hey, Steelbook out. Who the fuck watching the stream would want a digital code? Yes. Anybody hit up Jacob. Aram. Hit up Jacob if you want a digital code for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's got one. Do I send my question here? Yes, you do, Derek. CK, up to this point, J.J. Abrams' Black Superman project is dead in the water. Absolutely. But what are the odds of him leaking out the script to try to spark some conversation about the project? I really hope that doesn't happen. Then you need to get Rebecca Johnson of Supergirl Radio and Duck Milk Prod on YouTube on your show. She's a big-time Snyder fan and advocate. Your pal Scott has even been on the... Yes, we've actually talked about that. I probably will reach out to get her on. Yeah, he was just on her podcast recently. Boomish again, you already talked about Choose Only. I got to move on here. Sorry, Miss Jansen. Ooh. Does The Rock really have as much clout at Warner Brothers as he'd like us to believe he does? No, because DC Super Pets did not do well. It's just, he does. He doesn't have the clout that he thinks he has. Yeah, no, sadly he doesn't. Joseph, hey Dave, how's this for a Black Adam versus Superman pitch? Take a Terminator 2 formula and have I've had Adam as the T-1000 hunting Billy Batson in the John Connor role and Superman in the T-800 role. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. It's not a bad idea. Yep, already saw that. And then this is what made me laugh. Spider-Man directed by David Ayer. That's some good shit right there. It's Tobey Maguire buffed out and tattooed out. That's pretty hilarious. I like it. Spider-Man directed by David Ayer. Ronak, awesome vodka stream last weekend, man. Don't let the Twitter bitches say otherwise. Oh no, I didn't let the Twitter bitches say otherwise. It's just one of those things where it was just funny. It was just like, wow, really, man. Yeah, you just gotta have some respect for people. You have some respect. We're not gonna. He took time out of his Friday to watch the statue. We weren't gonna just go, hey Zach, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? No. Okay. And again, he said, I'll be back. He said he was going to be back, and then we'll dive into the projects. That's what we'll do, okay? But that setting was not for that. It wasn't for that. It was like one of the best top vodka streams out there because it was fun watching Scott struggle to get that damn thing out. And it was just great to see, great to talk to Ray Porter again. And I could listen to that man talk for hours. And he talked. We had some great conversations with Ray. We didn't talk about current stuff. We just shot the shit. It was just a great stream of just people shooting the shit. That's all it was. And that's I'm glad that that's what it is. And that's what I try to strive for. I want that clout for the vodka stream, that it's a relaxed place where you don't have to be like, oh, I got to answer a bunch of questions. No, I want it to be relaxed and just be a conversation amongst friends. That's all. That's all I want. That's the clout that I want for the vodka stream, okay? So consider me a clout chaser for wanting that for the vodka stream. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. That's it for today's show. Thank you guys for tuning in, for clicking in, I should say. Make sure you smash that like, thumbs up, do all that stuff. Make sure you hit that notification bell, subscribe, everything. Follow me on the sock meds all around me. Patreon if you want to help out the pirate ship a little bit more, or if you want to join, you could hit the join button, join the Film Junkie family as well. Do all that, and then, of course, I'll see you guys tomorrow at the same junkie time, same junkie channel. All right, guys, love ya. Talk to you later.